Hi guys, my name is Trinity, and if you are here to talk about books, because that's what I'm here for. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys, well, showing you guys a book haul. This would be my fall book haul, so anything I've bought in the last few months is going to be on here. I'm trying to make shorter videos because the last few I've made have been almost an hour long, and I'm trying to avoid having all of my videos be that long. So I'm going to show them to you, talk a little bit about them, but not go into a huge amount of detail, especially since you'll see these in like upcoming videos. So the first one that I have is one I've actually started reading already, and it is The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. I just want to say that the beginning of this novel is absolutely fantastic. So much world building in such a short time, and it's not like an info dump, and I'm here for it. So basically, this character in this novel, people have discovered a way to travel to parallel worlds. It's a guy named Adam, he discovered it. There are 300 plus worlds that they have discovered that are similar to our world, and they want to explore these worlds, and they use people who have died in the parallel worlds to explore the other worlds so they don't cause those people to die in their world. And the main character in this novel has died in all but 8 of these parallel worlds. So she is sent to discover what she can about these parallel worlds, and they're basically collecting information to see if they cannot make the same mistakes or advance further than what they know than these parallel worlds that they come across. It ties into a rebellion, but I haven't gotten that far yet, and so I'm really interested in finishing this. It is so good so far. I anticipate this to be a 5-star read. And then I went on a buying spree for a little bit, and I got quite a few that I had been wanting to get for a while, and this book is definitely one I've been wanting to read for a while, and that's The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I'm not going to talk too much about this. I feel like it is over talked about on BookTube, but I really like this type of fantasy. So I almost think that this might be underhyped because of the way people talk about it. And I want to read it. And next on my list, I have found, this book was incredibly hard to find. I went to Barnes & Noble, I went on Amazon, I went everywhere. I went to some of my smaller bookstores in town, and they just didn't sell this book. Finally, I was able to order it from Barnes & Noble, and that is The Troop by Nick Cutter. This is horror. There is body horror to the max in this, from what I understand. It's gory, it's gross, but I want to read it. Like, scare me. I want to be scared. I don't get scared in books, but I've heard this will do it. And so I'm really interested to see if it will actually scare me. Now, another book that gets talked a lot about on BookTube, because mystery thrillers seem to be a really big thing on BookTube, Ruth Ware's The Turn of the Key. Now, I know this is a reimagining of The Turn of the Screw, so if you guys know what that's about, that's fine. But again, this is talked about a lot on BookTube. I don't feel the need to like go into what this is about. Just know it is now on my TBR. Now, the next book is from an author that I really do like. Her Diviners series is great. You can probably see that I've got The Great and Terrible Beauty and stuff like that back there in all my videos because you guys are facing my young adult shelf. But when they started talking about an all-female cast for, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of it. It is a very popular book, classic book, that has all these boys on an island with no adults, and it has left my brain. Anyway, that movie, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It was stated so many times, instead of remaking this movie, instead of remaking something with this book, why don't you guys do Beauty Queens by Libba Bray? And I was like, oh my gosh, is it? So there is a group of beauty contestants that crash lands on an island, young kids, no adults, and they have to make society work. And so whenever I heard, hey, why don't you guys do Beauty Queens by Libba Bray, I was like, yeah, why not? Why don't I read that first? But yeah, why not? I love Libba Bray. It just makes sense. Okay, and the next book on my list was almost just a cover by. Synopsis by, cover by, I don't know what you want to call it. But Female Robin Hood, yeah. The Forest Queen by Betsy Cornwell. Cover by, yes. Synopsis by, yes. Female Robin Hood, yes. I'm ready. Bring it. Let's go. So the next book on my list is one that is actually a companion novel to another series that I have been meaning to read. And I picked it up because it sounded just as good as the other series that I want to read by him. And it is called The Orphan Mother by Robert Hicks. So this is about a group of slave girls who have lived with a white woman who lost her husband during the Civil War, I think. I think it's the Civil War. But she ends up befriending her slaves because she is lacking for companionship, and these girls are great. She ends up wanting to take care of them. So this is the companion and about the slaves of the woman who is in the other series, The Widow of the South. And I'm just ready to read it. I think it sounds really good. So this next one was kind of an impulse buy, but it's also been on my TBR for longer than I want to admit. I just hadn't picked it up. And then I found it for like $3, and I was like, okay. And someone, and I think it might have been Elliot Brooks, was talking about this book. And I was like, okay, I need to pick it up. And then I found it for $3, and I was like, okay, I'm picking it up. It's The Lost Queen by Signe Pike. And I don't know much about this other than it's been on my TBR for so long. At one point, I probably knew what it was about. Elliot Brooks started talking about it. At least I think it was Elliot. I'm not sure. And I found it for $3. So I will be reading this soon, and I'm kind of excited about it. It's been on my TBR for a few years. I really think that will probably enjoy it. So next, I have a book that an author sent to me. I'm trying to remember if I won it. I think I won it in a raffle on Twitter. And it's The Soul's Abyss by S.C. Gowland. And when I read the synopsis, when the giveaway was going on, it sounded good to me. I'll read the synopsis to you. The world is at war, but he won't lose his soul. The fate of the world hangs in the balance, and dark times are coming, both to the land of Thura and in Kaladin's life. As a member of the magical order of walkers, Kaladin is tired of trying to keep the peace as the world tries to tear itself apart, but his life is about to change. There is a whisper in the wind, the return of Reng. The return of dark times, as Kaladin fights to unravel the mystery of his own dark past. The return of his daughters after years apart throws him into another unfamiliar role. How to be a father again, another battle he cannot lose. Together they must solve the mysteries of Rang, unmask the true identity of the Dark Presence, and unravel the secrets of the Dark Crown. Battles will be fought, lives will be lost, but if Kaladin can save souls, there is always hope. So it sounds really good. Next on my list is part of that I'm gonna buy all the books moment that I had not too long ago. And it's A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. And I love Sherlock Holmes. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I just want to read this. Yes, please. Let's go. Okay, and next we have How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. I picked this up because it was Matt Haig and it was in a discount store, and I said, why not? I actually haven't read anything by Matt Haig, but I've heard so much about him that I really just want to pick up all of his books. They sound really good. And in this one, let's see, the first rule is that you don't fall in love, he said. There are other rules too, but that's the main one, no falling in love. And so, I mean, Neil Gaiman gave it a shout out. Stephen Fry gave it a shout out. I really just want to read all of his books because they all sound so good. I never can figure out how to do that without whacking myself in the face. Okay. And then the next two you've probably heard a lot of people talking about on BookTube because I know I have. But I still want to read them. And I don't care that they're hyped because they are Gothic. They are horror. They are up my alley. And yes, please. So, Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. There's a couple of hers on my TBR. Now, this is my physical TBR. My audio TBR is insane. And I'm not even going to show you because it's embarrassing. But Mexican Gothic has definitely hit my radar. It's definitely a book I actually want to finish before the end of the year. So maybe I will. We'll see. And another one that I want to finish before the end of the year, but I don't know if I'm going to get around to it. It's so intriguing. I've read the first 15 pages because I was just so caught up in it. And I had to set it aside because I was working on other things. But The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. I want to read this so bad. Again, I'm working on other things, so I really hope that I get around to reading this. I just don't know when I'm going to get around to reading this, and I've got a couple things coming up for you guys that I want to throw out there for you, and you'll see it coming up soon. But that is the end of my book haul. I hope to get around to these really soon. But I do have some upcoming videos for you that I really hope you're going to like because they sound fun to me, so I hope you're going to enjoy going through them with me because it's going to be a process. But, it'll get me into vlogging a little bit more. And I just hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Give me a comment. Talk to me about these books. Do you want to read any of these books? Have any of these hit your radar? Let me know. Bye.